missions right now so that you can get home safely. We extend a warm welcome to anybody who's here for the first time, any of our Protestant brothers and sisters, or maybe some of our Catholics from other parishes in the area. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the Eucharist, the centerpiece of our worship, and what I consider kind of the engine of our salvation. If we really enter into the Eucharist, we're in God's transforming energy and transforming love. You know, we've had missions in our Catholic tradition for hundreds of years. St. Paul of the Cross, who founded the order I belong to, was born in northern Italy in 1695. And by the 1720s, he had already had his well underway. And his primary ministry was preaching parish missions in northern Italy. About the same time that he was there, St. Alphonsus Liguori, the founder of the Redemptorists, was working southern Italy. And he was also preaching missions. So missions go way back, and they precede our existence. The Dominicans and Franciscans had been around probably a few hundred years before we came along, and they were into preaching. So preaching, retreats, parish missions, special programs have been part of our Catholic tradition for many, many years. It's kind of a cross-fertilization, so to speak, having itinerants move in and talk and move on, and it's kind of a enriching, I think, dimension to our Catholic life. So we're so happy that you took advantage of the mission this year and have come and listened. You know, there's a story told about this couple. They had been married for about 35 years, and the wife was a regular churchgoer, but the husband was hit and miss. He did not go to church too often. Well, a missionary came to town and got a mission underway, and the wife invited her husband one evening, and to her surprise, he accepted the invitation, and he came. Well, as he was listening to the sermon that night, his heart was moved, and he decided right then and there he better change his life, especially the way he'd been treating his poor wife. So after the service that night, as they were going out to the parking lot, just as they come to the car, he runs ahead of the wife. He opens the car door for her. I mean, first time in 35 years. The poor lady couldn't handle this radical new experience in her life, and she went into a swoon and passed out right there in the parking lot. Well, the poor husband didn't know what to do. He got down, kind of got the air moving, and revived the wife. And she stood up kind of dizzy, like leaning against the car, and she looked at her husband and she said, "What's that, you honey?" And he fainted. Well, I don't think we're going to have people swooning and fainting, but either way, it can be a time when we are anointed with grace. And it can be a very powerful touch of grace. It may take us a while for that grace to work its way in and do its full work, but we can be blessed tremendously. And you know, as we're blessed by God and touched in those deep ways, He can demand that we change certain of our behavior. We can't keep living maybe exactly as we were before. Like the story of this elderly couple, a couple friends of theirs were celebrating a wedding anniversary, so they went over to the wedding anniversary and joined in the celebration. Well, when they got back home, they were sitting together on the sofa. The wife was kind of nostalgic. She said, "Honey, remember how you used to gently hold my hand?" Well, the husband reached over, took her hand, and held it for a while. She said, "Remember how you used to give me those tender little kisses?" Well, he gave her a few little smacks on the cheek. I mean, she was persistent. She said, "Remember how you used to love to nibble on my earlobe?" Well, at this, the husband gets up and starts kind of shuffling out of the room. And the wife looks up and says, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to get my teeth." always do things the way we used to. We have to adjust as life goes on. And, certainly in our spiritual journey, as God embraces us more deeply, we may find instinctively that some areas of our life begin to change. You may have noticed so much of my preaching centers around opening to God, letting God do more. And it's a special focus. Certainly we have to cooperate with grace. Our lives are full of good works. Corporal works of mercy, the reaching out to others every day, trying to interact kindly and patiently with those around us. This is all a vital part of our existence and our journey as Christians. But my focus tends to be more the moment we're opening to God, and that letting go and letting God. Like the story told about this man, he had lived a very good life, and he died and showed up at the pearly gates of heaven, and nobody was around, so he just started walking right in. Well, St. Peter comes running out. He says, "Where are you going?" He said, "Nobody just walks into heaven." The guy said, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" St. Peter said, "You got to show me you have 1,000 points." He said, 1,000 points? He says, "How do I show you I have 1,000 points?" St. Peter said, "Tell me about your life." He said, "Well, let's see." He says, "I was married to the same woman for 57 years. I was faithful during those years, and we raised several kids. I guess they turned out okay." He said, "I went to church every weekend unless it was impossible for one reason or another." He said, "And I was generous in my support of the church." He said, "How many points is that?" And St. Peter said, 2. He said, 2. He said, "Oh my gosh." He said, "Well, let me see. In my younger years, I used to cut the grass of some of the elderly ladies in the neighborhood." He said, "Oh," he said, "I would help the foreign missions on occasion." "Oh," he said, "I belonged to the Knights of Columbus for 25 years." He said, "How many points is that?" St. Peter said, 2 more. He said, "I'm not going to make it." He said, "I still need 996 points." He said, "I'm going to have to throw myself totally on the mercy and compassion of Almighty God." St. Peter said, "Come on in." He says, "That's worth 996 points." The point of the little story is what we let God do, opening to His mercy and His compassion. That is vital in our journey. So we pray tonight that the Lord continue to touch us. And as I speak on the Eucharist, we can begin to see how the Eucharist helps that happen within our lives. So let us stand now and join together in another.